Recording live in West Bottoms Whiskey Company, in the barrel room, the distillation room, the blending room, where all the magic happens. Right here.
This magic
of the original Maple Cask Finished Rye and round two. Hoit! On this episode of Savor the Burn. Let's go! Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Savor the Bird podcast. My name is Jonathan. Across the barrels from me is who? Mr. W2. How do you do?
Doing fantastic. I'm excited. We're back at West Bottoms.
Girl, same.
And how are you doing?
Excellent. I'm stoked. I'm so ready to go. I've been thinking about this for months, actually years, because the first time we got our hands on this back in episode 38, a couple of years ago, back when we were audio only, we did a side-by-side of the original Kansas City whiskey.
Yeah.
And then right next after that, we did the Maple Cask Finished Rye, and we're like, wow, this is really good. Very interesting things were said about it, and I'm looking forward to see if any of those interesting things carried through and made its way into batch number 2, and just how much of that came through, and like I'm stoked. Who do we have next to us?
I was getting ready to ask you.
Oh, well, this is Mr. Alex Lindsay.
Hello, guys. It's great to have you back in the space again.
Yeah.
I always like hanging out with you guys.
Thank you first and foremost for inviting us out.
Yeah.
This is truly an honor, and our story is with the band. Burn the Gates. We had a photo day the first time I joined the band. We came here afterwards, kind of, to have a cocktail, have a neat pour or whatever. And I had spent too much money on myself, friends, and strangers out of town. It's like, oh, you've never been here before? Here, take a bottle with you. And so everybody had a good time at my expense. So
it was a good time.
It was a good time.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
I'm ready for you guys to have a good expense my time this time.
Hey,
this will be good.
This is going to be good because we know something you don't.
Well, earlier this year, what?
They're going to find out.
Earlier this year, we heard that there may be, via socials and watching all the things, and that we heard that this may be making a comeback.
And through relentless pestering,
Please,
and like studying that face, like, okay, he's got poker face, it's not going to crack. But one day I said, so when are you going to bring back the Maple Cask Finished Rye? And the eyes went up and to the side. I'm like, oh, it's happening. It's going to happen soon.
The problem was, though, the batch 1 was almost non-existent.
Yeah.
And I say almost because you stumbled upon a couple in Shawnee.
I did. And I really tried to keep that under wraps as to where I found it, but it got spilled and the last bottle got took.
It got the wheels turning, and we're like, okay, maybe they'll either think we're crazy and just humor us.
Right.
Or they'll think it's a good idea, and maybe we can find our way back at West Bottoms.
Or the timing just worked out perfectly. Like, we haven't done this whiskey. It was our second finished whiskey we've ever done. And by finished whiskey, basically taking an aged bourbon or rye, and this one happens to be a rye, and putting that into a secondary cask, and basically letting it rest in that secondary cask to pick up those different notes. So we haven't done this whiskey since 2023. It's probably the only finished whiskey that we've ever repeated, other than the Convergence, which is part of our standard offer.
Which is excellent.
So you said this was your second finished whiskey. Would the first one be that Malbec?
Yes, yeah, we did a Malbec finished bourbon.
The one we did not get around to finding in time.
Yeah, that got released like right while
we took off hunting for it, and it was already scarce.
Yeah, it was already gone.
And we never did find one.
It was our second whiskey ever. So it was a new thing for us. The maple was kind of part of that as well, until we kind of moved into our production area here, where we could start making a lot more things. So the maple was a very cool part of our story.
And that's got to be a lot of fun and kind of scary as hell. Because, that second release that you did was your first finished whiskey. You said it was a bourbon. So, that had to be scary. Because, people are wondering, okay, that's good, but what else can they do?
Yeah.
And then you got to come up center stage and flex. Be like this.
Yeah,
You know,
it was kind of different, and part of that came down to like, we want to change the profile of these whiskeys, and we want to make it really sippable and highlight, what the barrel was actually finished in, which we thought was cool. And so we kind of waited until it got to a certain point. We're like, there it is, like that whiskey is different. That whiskey's got a very new story to tell at that point. I mean, all of it's scary sometimes. You don't know sometimes.
Yeah.
You just put it into a barrel and you wait.
Yeah, you're right.
And you hope.
It would all have to be scary. Yeah.
I mean, it's fun to try along the way, though.
Yeah. So this one here, I'm going to open it somehow. I'm sure there's a...
I would just
right way.
slide the plastic off.
Oh, that just pops right off.
Yep.
That's me being excited, learning the secret way. So this is the original Maple Cask Finished Rye.
Batch one.
Batch number
Batch
one.
one.
I'm actually very impressed that you guys found a bottle.
Yeah.
So they reached,
So was I.
Yeah.
I saw it and I was like, ooh, hello.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah, 'cause
pause
not
for
many-
bottle pop.
There it is.
That
good
was
one.
yeah.
Really
It
good pop.
squeaked. It squeaked like natural corks. I'm like, they didn't use natural cork. There's no way.
So this one here, when we did this, it was, part of it was like we use a very good rye for our Kansas City whiskey. Like it's part of our story. Like that's kind of how we started. And we wanted to see if we could finish a whiskey, especially after that bourbon Malbec. And so when we reached out, I mean, initially we had this very spicy rye that we used. And I noticed that there were some maple syrup producers up in Vermont that I had been following. They had a barrel-aged syrup at that point in time. And I reached out to them and I said, hey, obviously you're putting your maple syrup in barrels. What are you doing with those barrels afterwards? And they said, well, we're basically dumping it and we're selling them. I'm like, can I get 4 of those barrels, please, shipped here? And that's kind of the birth of how this one started.
Okay. So
That's just such a nice rye.
It really is.
I mean, you
The
talk
maple
about
on the nose.
a good quality rye. That
on
just
the
has
nose,
a
to me,
nice.
the maple takes a back seat. Like maple
It
doesn't
does.
really show up and really make itself available to you until like maybe after second or third pull, it'll show up on the nose.
The
but
maple
like it
sweetness-
it comes in quick on the palate and the finish.
The maple sweetness is kind of it's a
a
back
sub-
seat. It's a real just subtle underlying thing.
And this is clocking in at what, 90 proof?
92.
92.
92?
92 proof on this one.
That's just a great sourdough rye spice on the nose.
Fresh pop, you definitely get some of the alcohol on it, but
Yeah.
the spice, the
But it's
bacon
not
spice
overwhelming.
is very nice. And you do get a hint of that maple, just a little bit.
Yeah.
Shall we, gentlemen?
Yeah.
Cheers, guys.
genitals. Yeah, that's everything I remember this whiskey being. There's that finish.
What I remember falling in love with is the fact that the maple's there, but it's not overpowering. It's not
Right.
overly sweet. There are a lot of finished and not even to mention the flavored whiskeys that are out there. But maple syrup is used a lot. Maple cask finish. There are a handful of them out there.
Popular for a reason. 'Cause
And
it's
there's
good.
so many out there though that it's almost too much, and it takes away from and it detracts from why you bought the bottle in the first place.
Yeah.
And because it's a rye, and that's what I love about this is the maple syrup is the maple finish flavor. It's a backup dancer. It's there to support the rye that this is.
It's like an
Yeah.
accent, essentially. From the craft standpoint, it's we didn't want to just add flavoring to something to make it a maple whiskey, right?
right.
And we get asked that,
Yuck.
like, hey, what flavored whiskeys do you have? And we don't. When it came to this one specifically, maple is very sweet and can offer a lot, but like we wanted that rye to sit in those barrels
Yeah.
and to soak into the wood
Yeah.
and do what it naturally is supposed to do. Like
To breathe
just like
in and out of that barrel.
Exactly, yes.
Exchange its flavors with each other.
yeah, and just pick up those notes, let it pull and suck back into the distillate so it enhances that whiskey.
And what you guys can't see off camera, there's a distillery dog over here. His name's Copper. Very sweet dog.
very sweet.
He's a rescue. And one thing about rescues is you don't rescue them. they rescue you, don't they? Oh, but
Shout out to Casey Pet Project.
Yes.
oh, okay. Did you
Yep.
get them from Tory Fugit?
I don't know
Okay,
specifically.
all right. Doesn't matter. Where were we?
We were talking about.
Sorry, weapon of mass distraction. I get myself distracted all the time.
Tangents.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, you were talking about the juice, the whiskey in there, exchanging flavors and breathing in the barrel. You didn't want to add maple to it. You just wanted to add the whiskey to it to pick up on some of those influences.
And let that barrel speak. The first batch of this, essentially, we got some very, very, very old barrels, which was interesting. When we got them, I was a little nervous. It took a while, took a day or two to rehydrate them, and by
How did you rehydrate them?
I mean, with oak barrels, some of these, yeah, I wish, that'd be a very expensive rehydration.
Hey.
But these barrels, this oak, it almost like biologically binds back together when the eggs start to expand from moisture, right? So we steamed those barrels just so that they could start to hold liquid again.
Wow, steam. Okay.
So we use steam. Fun story. When we first opened, I actually took my fiance Cassandra's clothes steamer from home, and I said, I got these barrels I need to rehydrate. Took it down here, broke the handle
You're
off.
gonna do what?
It started steaming barrels with that. It works really great. But we steamed them and let it sit for a long time before we started to get any kind of effects. And like that's what's kind of neat about this first batch is that you can kind of taste the age in it a little bit and what it was trying to pull out of that barrel.
Yeah, I mean, it's still got the characteristics of the barrel. You've still got some vanilla in there. Vanillins? That's a word, right?
Yes,
it's
it
still
is.
got some of that oakiness in there, But not much char to speak of. But you would expect that from a new American oak barrel.
And no need to get into the weeds on it,
We're
but
getting into the weeds.
but this started as a rye whiskey.
Yes, yeah.
Which means that we at least have 51% rye in this mash bill.
Yes.
It was originally aged in your new virgin charred oak barrel. It was put into a second barrel for the maple cask finish.
Right. And a lot of like for our brand in particular, like whether we source whiskeys or distill them themselves, like we consider these like really, really good ingredients. And as good ingredients, they're good ingredients to what will someday be a good finished product. And so how can we change that and modify that to make a really, really good whiskey?
We got a visitor.
From a distillery dog.
Yep.
His name's Copper. He's a good boy. Speaking of sourcing, some people will look down upon that. They'll poo-poo it or whatever. But I think sourcing, if I know my sourcing facts correctly, like you would have the opportunity to pick 15 different phenai of rye. You would get to pick which one or ones you want to go in that mash bill. Same with corn, same with wheat, same with barley, whatever you want to use. So I think it makes it even more versatile. Plus, for a starter distillery, you're really behind the eight ball as far as cost goes. So every dollar that you spend, you want it to go as far as it can. And you just want your product out there in everybody's glass, in everybody's hands, on everybody's palate, and sharing the experience and the stories and trying it with different cocktails. You want that out there as soon as possible. And sourcing it, MGP, if you will, is the quickest way to make that happen.
Yeah. And it was a big thing for us when we started too. And pretty much every distillery sources to some extent. Not all of them do. The ones that are doing grain to glass is incredible.
Yeah, incredible. Not everybody has that
right.
Those
Has an
needs.
ability, or the land, or the funding. And for us, it was just a completely different take. Like we saw this. I love whiskey. I have appreciation for whiskey. I kind of understood how all of these whiskeys got to market. And for us as a brand, it was like, how can we take this process and this understanding and work that into our own brand so we can tell our own story, our own flavor profiles, essentially, with the whiskeys that we have at our hands. And to be able to distill our own single malt, that's incredible because we sell that on its own here in the parlor, but we also blend with it. We consider our aged single malt an ingredient for one of our blends. And like that's what's kind of different about how we're approaching a lot of our products. Is like, how can we tell really good stories, create a nice sipping experience for the average consumer?
That's what it comes down to. I mean, that's one of the reasons why I have grown to love whiskey as much as I have, is the story aspect of it. Is each bottle has its own unique story, and being able to dig into those and learn about those and how very different each one can be is one of the things that I love the most. And with this one, we've fallen in love with West Bottoms just because it's a great product, and it just happens to be in our backyard.
Yeah, it's KC pride, it's hometown pride, and you guys are doing a fantastic job with it. Not just keep tooting your damn horn, but I mean,
Very nice.
You talked about experience and history, telling the story. What other distillery out there has its origin story in a garage where they're heating up their first still? What was the name? Festus on a crepe maker.
That is true. Yes.
It was the only surface big enough to put the still on to get it hot enough, long enough to make the vapors happen. What other distillery has that? I'm waiting.
I will tell you that I will speak very highly of just distillers in general, and like for distillers in particular, we are an interesting breed. If you go on brewery tours, for instance, you're always kind of going to get the same thing. Different brands, different localities going to impact different things. But, Missouri is a great example of this. There's, 30 plus distilleries within the state. That's more than any other state touching our borders. And everyone's doing something very unique. And when it comes to spirits, especially, like, people have started in the garage, people have started with brands, a lot of money, and done a bunch of other things. But there is a fair amount of people that lit themselves on fire a few times and had some very, very gnarly batches in their garages as well. I don't know about the crepe maker thing. I'm the only one I think I know of for sure that's ever cooked whiskey on a crepe maker. But
there might be somebody else, but
maybe in France.
Until they speak up, they will forever hold their peace.
You brought up the number of distilleries in Missouri.
Yeah.
That reminds me that somebody in this room is the current president of a certain Missouri organization.
Oh, It's not me.
Yeah, it's Jonathan.
Not me.
I'm the president of the Missouri Craft Distillers Guild this year.
I'm not even president in my own house.
It's crazy. It's really neat. It kind of fell in love with the aspect of it. One, it was starting the business and getting into this was a whole new experience. I've learned so much the last few years, but getting involved with them and meeting all the other distillers and creating that like network of people that are all trying to all raise that tide together is incredible. And the fact that everyone's doing so many different things is what's really special about spirits in particular. The Missouri Spirits Expedition, it's the Kentucky Bourbon Trail for Missouri. You can check it out our website. You can always just Google it too, Missouri Spirits Expedition. It's like the Lewis and Clark Trail. You can go, there's an app for it. You can go and check in, go to all these different distilleries, have a crazy experience because what we do and our tour is very different from what anyone else does, and what they do is very different from what anybody else does as well. And so I highly recommend it. You'll get some good stories out of it for sure. I mean, you can go from big warehouses and tons of different venues and cocktail experiences to someone's garage where he's literally just pulling stuff out of a barrel or a pot or something like that. Like, you get the range. And
how cool is that? So I will say real quick before we get into the secret that only we know and you don't yet. I'm really picking up on a lot of maple now that it's had a chance to breathe in these glasses.
Very much
which,
so.
These are your whiskey tasting glasses.
They're good.
Yeah.
That was on purpose too, by the way.
Yeah, I heard that it had something to do with history.
A little bit, yeah. I mean, you didn't see Glencairns in basically
not here in the States.
Juke joints in the early 1900s, which is of our brand and of our era, especially down here in the West Bottoms, where a lot of that time period, where a lot of buildings were built. When you bellied up to a bar, you weren't given a Glencairn. You were given a shot glass, and a lot of times it was just a standard, just juice style glass like this. And that's why we decided to do our tasting glasses that way.
And that's what I thought when I first saw it, juice glass. It looks like those orange juice glasses that you'd see on a breakfast table in the 40s.
Yeah, exactly,
50s or whatever.
And people drank whiskey out of that.
Yeah.
There wasn't ceremony to it yet. You just found whatever clean glass you had.
Because it wasn't worthy of ceremony. It was just... It'll get you drunk.
It'll help you fall asleep, and get you over that argument.
Yeah, you don't have to listen. Well, all right, time to reveal the secret. We're not actually going to crack this bottle open and review it. We're actually going to crack this barrel open and get a fresh pour from the barrel. Mr. Alex Lindsay's going to crack that bad boy open.
That's right.
Give us a sneak.
Do we know what the proof
Of
point
the
is?
thief.
Yeah, it's around 115 proof.
Okay.
Okay.
It's around 115 proof. So for this, obviously batch number 2, we did 4 barrels again. We did some more freshly dumped barrels this time, so we got a little bit more of an accelerated, basically finish on this than we expected, which was really fun for us. But it also kind of highlights how these two different whiskeys, or how these same whiskeys, were essentially finished. And it's a good way to tell a story around what the aging aspect and the finishing aspect can really do. So what you're about to try now is not the finished products, rather what is coming out of the barrel before I cut it down to 92 proof. So you're basically getting kind of a sense of...
So you are taking it down to
92 proof.
Everybody
So in
else's
the bottle is going to be 92 proof. What you see in the glass here is around 115 proof.
Excellent. Do you by chance know what it went into the barrel as?
barrel entry proof.
Probably around... Most of the time, it's been around 120. I've been getting it
Okay.
around 118. So
Okay.
thereabouts, it changes a little bit.
So you don't have to proof it down that much. How long did it stay in the barrel? Did you already go over this?
So we finished it for about 4 to 5 months. 4 to 5 months for this round specifically.
That's considerably less than the original.
Considerably less. And I will tell you, on the original, when we got those barrels, I told you they were gnarly looking.
Bone dry.
We were scared.
They were dusty.
They were dusty. They were dusty. And it took a very, very long time to get the desired effect. With these, we had the option to get some freshly dumped barrels. So we had the chance to see what a freshly dumped barrel would do for the exact same finish for batch number 2, the Maple Cask Finished Rye.
115 does not pinch at all on the nose.
Yeah, it doesn't nose like 115.
That's nice.
But yeah, still a lot of the, like you said, sourdough on the original. I'm picking up more of a French toast on the nose here.
Okay.
I like that. French
Yeah.
toast is good.
Yeah. Cheers. Cheers to you.
Oh my goodness.
It's sweeter. It's got the spice, the burn.
That we savor here on the
Oh, I get it. I
podcast.
get it now. I understand your podcast, guys. Just kidding.
Okay, that is incredible.
It's got a good tingle.
I really, really, really wish you would release that at a higher proof.
At some point we
In
may.
that ballpark. Like,
We get that a lot sometimes.
you probably get it a lot from idiots like me. You know, it's just that is
Spearmint.
indicative of everything that you want your rye to be, a barrel finished rye to be. It's got plenty of that rye spice that you look for, that you love. If you like rye, you know what I'm talking about. It doesn't burn you on the way down. It just gives you that heat and that proof pinch and the rye heat, the rye spice on the palate and that taste. Did you use a different rye? Was it the same rye?
Same rye.
Same rye.
Same rye whiskey. Yeah.
I'm getting a nice spearmint on that.
Spearmint, yeah, on the tail end.
There's a little bit of there's vanilla, there's toffee. The sourdough rye spices there, and then I'm getting a little spearmint.
I love spearmint when people try rye. Rye is an incredible grain. And rye within a whiskey is especially incredible because you've done the process of mashing it, fermenting it, distilling it, putting it into a barrel to go through the same aging process. But rye is such a more complex grain, I think,
Yep.
that it can give you baking spice. It can give you just heat spice as well. But it can also give you spearmints. Spearmint is not an uncommon effect of drinking rye or sipping on rye whiskeys.
We'll usually pick that up from barley, from malt. Do you disclose your
I'm fine with it.
your
Yeah.
percentages or
We're
whatever?
pretty transparent.
What's your is the mash bill the same percentages?
Nice mash bill the same. That's a 95% rye.
95%
So
rye.
it's a very spicy,
Malted
very spicy
barley?
whiskey. Malted barley.
Malted
for the other
barley.
5%. Yeah.
And it's just 5% malt.
5% malt, yeah. And that's just to get a little softness on the top.
Yeah,
really.
you could have used wheat to get some of that softness.
Yes,
But
yeah.
not
Barley
everybody does
adds a nice component. There's a general sweetness to it. Wheat will oftentimes
It's familiar
give a
on the palate.
softness to it, but
It's got a nice grassy note I think barley adds to it.
yes, for sure.
And it's sticky. I mean, on the side of the glass, the
Oh, it
legs are
is.
just now starting to form.
Yeah.
If you look at that kind of thing, I mean, it's
That's something I really love about whiskeys is when I can see legs, I
Yeah.
can see oils
Yeah.
from the barrels, then I know that sip's probably going to be pretty damn good.
And you said this was proofed at,
Around
ballpark
115.
around 115. So the 92 won't be as coating,
It's gonna be
as
close.
sticky on the palate.
It's
But
going to
gonna
be
be
a very good
close.
sipper.
I'm really stoked to try that out.
And we wanted to get it out. Last time we did this, by the way, we launched batch number 1 back in 2023, and it was July of 2023.
Okay.
So not necessarily in season. I think we learned from our first go round, and this year we're releasing it in November. We're selling it in the parlor. By the time this airs, we have it available in the parlor, but you're also going to find it on shelves as well. And we love it. I think it's kind of perfect for the holidays.
Have you had a
or
chance to
campfire.
toy around with it at 92 proof and try it in different kind of cocktails?
Not a whole lot.
In the original review we did, I'm asking, the original review we did, we said, we didn't, coming into this episode at the time, we didn't think that we would want to use that maple cask finished rye in a cocktail. But after we tasted it, we were like, holy smokes, we think this would sing in a horse feather, in an old
How
fashioned.
about that new Sex in the Orchard?
Sex in the Orchard? Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
swap those ingredients out and see what's
Bam.
what,
It was
Let
kind of
them fight.
a double thing for us on the we wanted a nice little fall orchardy cocktail. So it's a little play on Sex in the City, which our staff thought was good, but I was more on the lines of like Sex on the Beach, but it's not a Sex on the Beach cocktail.
And I love the bling that the new batch has.
That is unique. And not every bottle's going to have that. It's going to be, what'd you say, like one
Actually,
per case?
every bottle is going to have that.
Oh,
That's
okay.
kind of the cool thing. So we took our original barrels.
And it's not just a chunk of wood that you just found laying in the corner of the warehouse.
That's West Bottoms Whiskey Company history. Lay it on them, Alex.
Yeah, so we took those original barrels from 2 years ago. We still have them. What we ended up doing is we broke that barrel down. We chunked each of these staves into small pieces, cut a little hole in it, so we could basically have a little piece of batch number 1 with batch number 2. So every bottle that you're going to see on the shelves here in the next few weeks is a little piece of history, and I'd like to continue that tradition, have this as an annual release.
I hope
for people
every
year.
bottle on the shelves has.
I hope so too.
Yeah.
I mean, we're putting them on there. I hope they make it.
When I leave the store, I'm going to have a pocket full of them.
There's a bucket over there.
I might have a bottle, but I'm going to have a whole bunch of those. I'm going to wear them on my necklace like ears.
So you talked about a cocktail, by the way. I do have a funny story to share with you. So my friends own the campground down here, wonderful restaurant, cocktails over there.
Oh, yeah.
When we released this whiskey, we reached out to him and he's like, yeah, I'd like to do something really fun with this whiskey. I was like, I'm going to make a cocktail. I was like, that's crazy because we're not even going to make a cocktail out of it. He did a beef fat washed cocktail with that maple cask finished rye, which was delicious, luscious. He named it a certain thing based off a story that he had. So him and one of his staff members were closing one night. There were some gentlemen at the bar. They said they were fine. They were cordial, polite, enjoyed their drinks and their food, left. And as they were taking out the trash, down here in the West Bottoms, they were taking the trash out, and these guys circled around in their car, lowered their windows, and yelled, "Fuck the campground, bring back the cows." Because this used to be the largest stockyard district in the United, like the second largest
That's
district in the United States. Like, fuck the campground, bring back the cows. They thought it was hilarious, and they said, well, fuck it, let's just make a cocktail. And they called it Bring Back the Cows.
Okay.
So I'm going
Nice,
to reach out to my
nice.
friend Chris over there, and hopefully we can bring back the cows.
Yeah.
To their.
I thought you were going to say it's just the cows. But no, bring back the cows. That's pretty funny.
That is pretty funny, yeah. For this neighborhood, yeah.
I think I want to give this a whirl in a s'mores old fashioned.
Oh yeah.
That would be.
We
That
did
would
one
be a great
recently
idea.
with a bourbon, but this rye with the maple finish
With what
on
it's got
there
to offer in it.
because that old fashioned you use maple syrup as your sweetener,
Yes.
chocolate bitters and orange bitters, and then you torch the
Yeah.
hell out of your marshmallow,
Marshmallow, yeah.
skew it. The one that we did, I also took a graham cracker and grated a little graham cracker
Oh,
on
that's
top
good.
of it.
I
Right
like
over
that.
the top of it.
I like that.
There's a
And,
nice
and then a
touch.
little rectangle of Hershey chocolate.
And
on
you can
top
take
of it.
that idea, you can find that cocktail on savorthebird.com.
You can.
In the cocktail section. Just go click that drop down menu, and by golly, it's there. Click cocktails. It's in there. And
I think we also put a little pinch of coarse sea salt on top of it, also, just to
love it.
make it pop a little bit.
what chocolate? Was it just a piece
It was Hershey, you know.
little Hershey's?
Hershey, when you unwrap it, you can,
Snap
you know,
the bar.
it's all the little rectangle little pieces. Yeah, just
Snap the bar. I'm going to write a song called Snap the Bar. Usually, with this point of the episode, I'll look over to Mr. W2 and say, if you had 10 bottles of this, what would you use it in cocktails for? But we don't really know because it's just so new. It's so fresh. We have an idea. We have ideas. He already said the s'mores old fashioned. I mean, get out of here. Get out of here. It sounds great, right? And then I'll ask Mr. W2, do you have any final thoughts on this? And a lot of times he'll just say 3 words.
I like it.
But this time we're going to switch over here to Mr. Alex, Mr. Lindsay, Master Distiller, Chief Everything Officer, Owner, Operator, Extraordinaire of West Bottoms Whiskey Company. Do you have any final thoughts, closing thoughts when it comes to your emerging history, hopefully future legacy of the Maple Cask Finished Rye?
Thank you. Man, you guys pour it on. I love that. You guys are super. I love it. Yeah. Pour it heavy. Yeah. We'll get another pour if you guys want after that.
Gar.
Thank you. No, it's really cool for us. It's very cool for us. We've done some very cool finished single barrels.
Oh, yeah.
We've sold them only through the parlor. This is the first time we've ever gone back to revisit a finished whiskey.
Okay.
First time ever. And that is because of your guys' input and other people's input and honestly just a lot of pestering. And we're like, maybe we've got something here. So we revisited it and we're really proud of it. I think it's cool. It's going to continue to evolve. That's what we're about.
Absolutely.
When it comes to our whiskeys and what we do, we stand by them. We think they're really good and we think that you can sip them all the time. And you'll be able to find that in stores real soon.
Outstanding. I can't wait.
Yeah, I will be there. If you do have pre-orders for this bottle, where would they go to sign up for that kind of thing?
So we're actually not doing pre-orders this year. We're just going to announce starting Tuesday, November 4th.
That's
it is
exciting.
available in our parlor. It will start to get out into the market slowly but surely and right in time for the holidays. But starting next week, November 4th, you guys can pick it up in the parlor.
Okay.
We will have the bottle numbers. You can see the batch number and the
Yeah.
bottle number on that as
Nice.
well. It's one of only 1,200.
1,200.
And so that's it for this batch and this round. But yeah, come down to the parlor. Come and try it.
So while he's not looking,
Right. We're going to try to find wherever the cases are and put on our ski masks.
Definitely not over there.
Run like hell! Yeah, there's not a pallet sitting by the door, guarded by a vicious dog
Very vicious dog.
and
Yeah.
trained ninjas. So, I guess that sums up our experience with West Bottoms Whiskey Company Maple Cask Finished Rye. We had a great time here. Thank you one more again for having us.
Yes,
It
thank
was
you
a
guys.
Really
Both,
fun
yeah.
experience. It dropping the surprise on us to have it thieved right out of the barrel and into the glass. That was a tasty treat.
It's a pretty
In
raw,
more ways than
uncut
one.
experience. Yeah.
Oh, man, that we
I love
live
it.
for that. Anyway, so So guys, thank you so much for checking out this live on location here at West Bottoms Whiskey Company episode of Savor the Burn. We couldn't be more excited to be on the leading edge or whatever of discovery when it comes to an experience when it comes to the round 2 of the West Bottoms Whiskey Company Maple Cask Finished Rye. We have been really looking forward to this. I've been pestering Mr. Lindsay about this ever since the first batch came out. So
It's true.
even before the bottles ran away on the shelves, ran screaming from me, "Oh God, it comes. But whatever, it's great. Like the first batch was great to buy and consume and use in your cocktails and use neat and to share with your friends and your family and your fellow whiskey lovers, but also buy them and just send them to people that are not expecting it. Like, you don't like rye? I know you like maple, try this. And then they open the box and you're like, okay, sure, weirdo. And then they try it and they ended up loving it. So I had that experience. Thanks to you, Mr. Lindsay.
Thank you. Yeah, that's what we want.
And actually,
Good
not
stuff.
just you. I know it takes an army, it takes a village to raise a distillery. From crate maker and your poor fiance's that clothing steamer apparatus to rehydrate barrels. Like that poor woman.
Yeah.
Bless her heart.
She's been through a lot. I put her through a lot.
And
She's endured.
It's not going to stop. It's not.
She is the heart, and she keeps it pumping.
The heart of West Bottom still beating. It's
for the
podcast. It's for
distillery.
the distillery. Yeah. Good. The things that we think of, it just flows right off the tongue. You have a few pours with some good people in a great place. It really brings it all home into a great, wonderful experience. So if you are in the Kansas City area, stop by West Bottoms Whiskey Company. Check them out, westbottomswhiskeyco.com. Is that the website?
Just westbottomswhiskey.co. We
Okay,
took off
.co.
the .com. We thought we were cute at one point when we were starting up. So yeah.
Or just give them a Google. Give them a Google. It's worth a Google.
We
And
like
if
to
you
be
want-
Googled.
If you want to know about, and if you still can't find it, go to savortheburn.com. Check out featured distilleries there under the drop-down menu in the liquor cabinet. You will see West Bottoms
Got your
Whiskey
own page.
Company. Click on it. You'll see Murdoch. You'll see what we're talking about. And you'll see any one of these bottles.
Guess we got to add this bottle.
We're going to have to. Actually, we're going to have to have this barrel. We're going to have to take
Wow.
pictures of it. We'll probably have to take it home and do a proper review,
We chained it to the property before you guys got here. We knew what was going to happen.
That's fine. I have bolt cutters in the back of the truck. I travel with bolt cutters and a ski mask. I know my way. I'm Raytown, okay?
Okay.
Raytown is hooked.
I'm not messing.
You think a chain's going to keep my Sugar Creek DNA away from your whiskey? Anyway, so no matter who you are, where you are, what you're drinking, and who you're drinking it with, never forget, keep
on burning.
Cheers.
Oh man, that smells like
It is different, right?
And eggnog.
It's
I
different.
love it. I love it.